matrix multiplication by hand. Sorry, I split this into two videos because I got interrupted halfway. You'll remember we went through the rules of matrix multiplication. We multiply the rows of the first matrix by the columns of the second matrix. We have to check first if we have this matching number of columns and rows in the first and second matrix, because otherwise we can't do it. We know then the size, the order of our answer matrix will be given by the number of rows in the first one and the number of columns in the second one, and it's honestly easiest to write it out like this to check. Inside one's the same, great, this will make the answer matrix, and matrix multiplication is not commutative. That means you can't multiply both ways and get the same answer. Have a quick work through some examples. Now I will do a rather nasty larger multiplication at the end. You may like to stop before that and get this skill firmly into your head first. Sorry about being a bit messy here. So for matrices A and B, decide if each product, these two, is defined and give the order of the answer matrix if it is. So if I'm multiplying A by B, start by putting the order of your matrix. 1, 2, 3. 3 rows, 1, 2, 2 columns. B, 1, 2 rows, 1 column. So AB, multiplying A by B, the orders are 3 by 2 for matrix A and 2 by 1 for matrix B. The two inside ones are the same. So yes, the matrix is defined. That is, we can do that multiplication. And matrix AB would have the order 3 by 1, the outside numbers. Matrix BA, flip it around. Matrix B has order 2 by 1. Matrix A has order 3 by 2. These numbers on the inside are not the same, so matrix BA can't be done. It's undefined. We cannot do that multiplication. It's worth checking this before you try to do a matrix multiplication by hand, because by hand is really tedious. For any defined answer matrices, so AB, calculate the result. They would like me to find the answer to multiplying A by B. How you set this out really has a lot to do with how successful you would be. Rewrite your matrices that you're going to multiply together. You can put the times sign if you want, you don't have to. And then set up a large space for working out to get your result. You know you're going to end up with a 3 by 1 matrix. And I can't stress this enough, you really want to set up quite a large space with a spot that's quite large for every element in the matrix. So this is 1, 2, 3 rows, 1 column, and this is my working space. If I don't set it up like this, I'm going to screw up. It's just going to happen. I'd possibly screw up anyway, because following this is really methodical and you've got to be quite careful. So you'll remember from our rules, I have to do every row in matrix A times every column in matrix B and add the results together. So if it will help, check, okay, so I've got 2 things in the row and 2 things in the column. So I'll have 2 things to add together in each of these spots. If that helps, put that in. If you try to wing it, it's probably not going to work. First thing in the first row gets multiplied by the first thing in the first column. Now here we've only got 1 column, which is nice and easy. So it's going to be every row times the column. 5 times 8. First term, element by first element. Then, second thing in the row by second thing in the column. 2 times 9. We've done the first element. Next row, second row by that same column. 4 times 8, first thing times first thing. Then, second element times second element. 6 times 9. We've done the second element. Third one, third row times that column. 1 times 8, 3 times 9. So that is pretty much your first, is your working. If you prefer, you'll see where I did this really rough practice one. Instead of writing 5 times 8, at that point I wrote 40, the answer. That would be fine as well. So I could have done 40 plus 18 in here, but you have to show that you've got a sum here. You cannot try to go straight to the answer. If you're finding, as you've done a lot of matrix multiplication, that it's all fine, good, okay, see if you want to go straight to the answer, start with the working. Then, of course, we add everything up. 40 plus 18, 58. 32 plus 54, 86. 8 plus 27, 35. And you'll see my answer matrix is a 3 by 1 matrix. That's probably a good point to stop, go do some questions, try to get that much into your head. Two by 2 matrices. Order of this one is 2 by 2. Order of this one is 2 by 2. You can always multiply square matrices of the same order either way. So I could, for this, find AB. I could find BA. They would be different, but at least they're both defined. I'm finding AB. Set up your matrices next to each other. And set up a working matrix with a large amount of space for each element. And my answer matrix will be a 2 by 2 matrix. So I'm going to need a reasonable amount of space to work out each element. I'm overdoing it here perhaps, but I need to see that I've got 4 elements, 2 by 2, 2 things in each row, 2 things in each column. That says I'm going to be adding 2 things together for each element. So, start first column of my answer matrix, first row. So I'm going to have to do here, first thing in the first row times first thing in the first column. 2 times 1 is 2. Second thing in that first row times second thing in that first column. 1 times 3, 3. We've done first row by first column. Up to you if you go this way or this way. Let's go this way. First row by second column. See the position we're in this matrix? I'm going for second column. 2 times negative 2, negative 4. First thing times first thing. Second thing times second thing. 1 times 4, 4. I've ticked off both spots in that element. I know I've dealt with the first row of this matrix because I've multiplied it by each column of the second matrix. Move down to the next row. First thing in this row times first thing in the first column. 0 times 1, 0. Second thing times the second thing in the column. 3 times 3, 9. Done that one. This row times this column. 0 times negative 2 is 0. 3 times 4, 12. Then get your answer matrix. 2 plus 3 is 5, negative 4 plus 4 is 0, 0 plus 9, and 0 plus 12. It's fine as long as you methodically follow the steps, set up your matrix to take the answer, and just work through it really carefully. Obviously, much easier on the graphics calculator. Just enter the two matrices into your graphics calculator and multiply them.